What's happening, everybody? Happy Tuesday. And that means it's another episode of Brand Marks the Spot. I am your brand buddy, Patrick Sesko, and I am super thrilled to be back into a regular kind of swing of things with these episodes. And they are super fun, and I love doing them, and I miss doing them on a regular due to being sick, but I am super, super happy. Again, welcome, welcome. On this Tuesday, I got my little cup of cozy with me. Mm, can't get enough coffee. So, in today's episode, we are going to be talking about how to create a PDF lead magnet that doesn't suck. And if you remember back on episode 12, I believe we did an episode called Create a Lead Magnet That Doesn't Suck. And we kind of talked about the overarching concept of creating a lead magnet with, like what's the content going to be, what's the delivery method, and some of those things we talked about, like the different types of lead magnets and that kind of thing. And just to kind of recap them, those are going to be PDFs that people can download, videos that people can watch. Maybe it's a free mini workshop or a challenge, like a 5-day challenge or a list building challenge or something like that. Free templates, or maybe an audio or something along those lines. And in today's episode, we're actually going to be specifically talking about PDF lead magnets, because that's one of the most common ones. And those are one of the most quickest and really effective ways to grow your list very quickly, because you can create these very quickly without a lot of production time, production costs, and those kinds of things. So a lot of times before you even create the lead magnet, which is going to be your PDF that people are going to download. And just as a side note, if you don't know what a lead magnet is, a lead magnet is basically something that you offer to your audience in exchange for an email. So a lot of times that's going to be like a PDF guide, a checklist, a little how-to, maybe a tutorial or video or a challenge, those kinds of things. So that's what a lead magnet is, sometimes called a freebie. And I've heard people call it like an ethical bribe, which I really hate, because you're like bribing them for their email. And it's not even about that. It's really about building relationships and connections with your audience. And yes, you want the lead mail, you want the email to put those people on your list, because you are a business after all, and you do need to make money, but you have to do it with integrity, and that's kind of one of my values. So like, I hate calling it ethical bribe. It's like a double negative or something like that. Anyways, so what should your lead magnet be about? So before you even go about creating your lead magnet, you really need to know what it's going to be about, and it really needs to be written and organized well before you think about the design. And so when you're doing that, what should your lead magnet be about? Well, you need to think about your customer journey. And when I say customer journey, you got to figure out where they are in sort of the arc of, I'm going to bring myself on camera here so we can see both me and the slide here and swap those out. So when I say customer journey, I'm talking about sort of the arc of where they start with you and where they end with you, right? And so there's going to be different points that your customer is going to be on their journey with you. So in my case, it would be somebody who is starting out in business, doesn't really have a brand, doesn't know much about a brand. So my job is to help them get their branding stuff in order so they can present themselves more professionally, with more authority and consistency and all those things, because those are the things that are really going to affect whether or not people are going to want to do business with you from the get-go, right? It's sort of that first impression. It's the Armani suit, if you will, for a job interview. So that's what you have to consider, your customer journey, where they're at, right? And you really got to catch them, and the lead magnet's got to provide information or value that's going to help them get a quick win from where they are to where you want them to be just before they're going to start working with you. So then you have to ask yourself, what do they know? What do they not know about where they are, and what your service is, and what you provide for them, and what value can you provide for them? So getting them sort of closer, like I said, to what your offer is. So I have several different offers. I've got templates. I've got one-on-one branding packages and those kinds of things. So depending on where you are is going to be dependent on what lead magnet I offer to you. and where you are in relation to where my offers land, right? And then the job of the lead magnet is to help sort of close that gap from where they are, where they need to be working with you, and sort of that middle gap somewhere, right? So that's what you need to think about. And when you're done with that, so when you're creating your lead magnet PDF, you don't want to create it. You don't want to create the content when it's design time. Yes, you're going to be making some edits here and there, and that happens, but you want this thing fully fleshed out. You want it proofread. You want all your images, any charts, graphs, or anything like that that you're going to include in your lead magnet, photographs, quotes, everything, right? Get it up into a Google Doc, proofread, get somebody else's eyes on it. There's going to be mistakes in there. It happens, and it's life. It's a human nature, but you want it as fully fleshed out as possible before you start the design, because you don't want to think about the content while you're designing, right? You have the content done, and the design is going to be organizing the content in a way that is going to be compelling and easily digestible. So when you're ready to create your lead magnet, like I say, you want to make sure that the lead magnet solves the pain. And this is, the writing part, solves a pain point or a frustration that's going to give your audience that quick win. You want to make it very specific. Don't make your lead magnet super big and boisterous and like too much of a time commitment for your audience to finish, because you want them to get a quick win. Spend a couple of hours doing a certain thing. Maybe it's a mini workshop. Maybe it's just a list of 10 things that you need to have in place before you do X. So make it very specific and make it easily digestible. It doesn't have to be epic, and it helps create that goodwill between you and your audience, and in hopes that they will continue to do business with you when it's time for you to offer something for sale. So now, once you have that all completed in a Word document or a Google Doc, you want to design the lead magnet, right? And there's several options that you could do. And there's basically two ways you can really do it. You can hire somebody to do it for you, or you can try to figure out yourself, right? So if you go to hire a designer, I'm a designer, so it's like I'm not trying to undermine myself, but it can be expensive. I'm not cheap to work with one-on-one. I've got almost 30 years of experience, and that comes at a price. You can probably find a junior designer for less money, or I've heard of people finding designers on certain websites and things like that, like crowdsourcing. But those hiring a pro designer one-on-one can be very expensive, and it can incorporate long turnaround times. And oftentimes, and I hear this and I see it even in my industry, and I have a lot of clients that come to me where they started to work with a freelancer, and that freelancer just ghosted them, right? So it's like those freelancers they're sort of like moonlighters sometimes. So like they may be inexpensive, but that sort of, it's just not, you don't feel like you're going to get the work done in the time that they say they're going to do it. So they'll oftentimes ghost you. Or maybe you hire somebody and the design isn't what you want, or and you're like, you want your money's worth, right? Because you're paying a lot of money, so you're expecting something, and you get something that's not of equal value. And maybe you get something that just doesn't match your brand because, potentially, there's a lot of ego in the design industry, and I'm generalizing, but sometimes, a designer is going to want to be more interested in a portfolio piece rather than creating a piece that's going to be effective for your business, because you have to remember, design is definitely part of how it looks, but it's also how it works, right? So it doesn't need to be this crazy, overly designed, embellished thing, right? That becomes more decoration. So if it doesn't serve a purpose in communicating a message or asking for somebody to take an action, then it's sort of an embellishment, right? So then it's just decoration. So you could do that. You could hire a designer. Or you could do it yourself. So oftentimes some of the barriers there is like, oh, you don't know where to start, or you don't know a thing about how to design something. It can be very overwhelming, obviously, especially if you're starting on a blank page. And then you have to worry about like the software. Do I use Photoshop? Do I use InDesign? Do I use the Adobe suite? Or am I using Canva? Do I do it in Google Docs? Do I do it in Word? Do I do it in PowerPoint? All of these different options there, and you don't know where to start, and you don't know how to make it look good. And then, if you are in Canva, I've always heard this term a lot from my people in my audience, is that, you fall into the Canva rabbit hole, right? So Canva is a lot of fun to work with, especially if you're a newbie. You get in there, you start playing around. Next thing you know, 3 hours go by and you have a page. You've had a lot of fun, but you don't really have something that's like, cohesive or those kinds of things. And frankly, like I say, it can take a long time with undesirable results. Like your results that you try to do on your own never match what's in your head, right? So those are the two ways. So you can do it yourself or you can hire a designer. There are pros and cons to each, as I can tell you. And part of what I wanted to do today is actually introduce a new product that is going to help solve this for you. So that way you can do it yourself, but without a lot of the overwhelm and confusion and like wondering how to start and wondering how to make it look good. And that is this create a lead magnet that doesn't suck Canva template. And I just posted this yesterday on my website. It's my first template that I've provided. And if it's okay with you, I'd love to walk you through this template. And if you want to go ahead and take a look at it, you can get it at patricksesko.com/lead magnet. And I am going to switch over to my website so you can actually see this thing in action. So, I'm just going to walk you through this very quick. I do invite you to check out patricksesko.com/lead magnet, and then you can read all the details and everything. But you can create this awesome, beautiful lead magnet that your audience is actually going to want to download. It's over 30 pages of customizable pages. And here's like here are a couple of examples of people who have created lead magnets from the template and didn't have any Canva experience whatsoever. And then you'll get some information about what's included. So you get the 30-page custom designed Canva template by me, a professional designer. You'll get a step-by-step video training on how to use it. You'll get access to a private Facebook group. And you can see some of these template pages here that will, there's different types of templates in there. And lastly, there's some bonuses that come with it, obviously. So if you get the template, you're going to get a social media post and ads template. So that way you can promote your lead magnet once you create it. You'll get a mock-up graphic template. So again, you can help promote it on your website, similar to what I have up above. And then there's a Facebook page header template that you can use to update your Facebook or group pages headers to help promote your lead magnet. And let's see what else is on here. And that's just a little bit about me. You can read. There's some reviews and testimonials, and this is sort of the whole package that you get. So you get the custom Canva template with over 30 pages of different lead magnet styles, video training, a private Facebook group, the Instagram ads and social media templates, the mock-up template, and the Facebook page header template. And that's all for $97. It's a money-back guarantee, and there's a bunch of frequently asked questions there. And I'm actually going to log in to my account so that way you can see the template. All right, here's the template right here, and it is so awesome. It took me a while to make it, but there's a lot of cool features in here, and I'm not going to go through every single page, but you get a whole bunch of like different covers. You get like 6 different covers. You've got some table of contents. You got a couple of different checklist styles. You've got like a weekly habit tracker. You've got a list of 10 things to what blah, 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 right? You got section titles, and this next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages are sort of like ebook style page layouts. You've got a recipe template. You've got like a 3-step and 5-step process documents. You've got like a resources document with little links you can put in there. You've got worksheet templates. There's just 2 of them in there. And you've got little about sections, just 2 different styles. And then you've got like an offer section here with a little mock-up there to put your offer there. Or if you're a coach, you have like a work with me page. And it's just super easy to update. And I'm just going to go ahead and update one of these pages just to show you how quick you can do it. So in this case, I'm just going to go up to my uploads. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'm just going to change the colors here. I've already got my brand colors loaded up in here. You can change these 2 things here. and I'll make those, say, my brand pink. And then if I go to photos, I'm just going to type in business. So you get an idea, and I'm just going to, again, I'm not really thinking. You just grab these images in here, and 1, 2, and right, and you get those images. You can change your copy here. You add your logo here, and you can do things. You can make the box bigger if you need to. I mean, it's fully customizable. And just to show you, like if I wanted to add my logo, I got to scroll down to get to it. There it is. I'll bring in my white logo here. You make it a little bit smaller, and you just drag it over. And it's like you type in your website. So, I mean, right there, very quickly, you can do that, right? So, or you can put your logo up top. Very customizable. You can change the fonts if you want to. You can change the title. You don't have to put any of these subtitles. Very, very customizable, as you can see. And so that's kind of like a quick look at the lead magnet template. Come back on screen. So that's pretty much how it works. So I invite you to go ahead over to patricksesko.com/lead magnet and grab the lead magnet, because the amount of money you'll spend on the lead magnet is definitely worth way more than the $97. You'll have step-by-step instructions on how to use them in my membership site section, which I can actually log in to show you. I'm going to pull that up real quick so you can see the membership site so you know what you're getting. All right, let me share my screen here. So when you purchase this is what you're going to get here. There we go. So you get your video, welcome video. You can get your template. If you're new to Canva, and this is something I didn't even list on the website, I should probably update that. But this is a Canva crash course. If you never used Canva, I show you how to use all the basics so that way you can make the most out of the template. And then, so there's your Canva crash course, which is there. So you get like a little intro video and then the actual crash course video of Canva. And then you have your actual lead magnet template section where you've got an intro. You've got the lead magnet walkthrough. I'll give you a tutorial on how to use the whole thing. And then the bonuses, you have the Facebook ads template with training, and you have the mock-up template with training, and then you have the Facebook header template with training. And of course, there is the Brand Your Biz Insiders Club Facebook group for all of my customers. It's a relatively new group because this is my first template that I've made for you guys, but that means more access to me. So again, patricksesko.com/lead magnet. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Or if you have any questions about the template, you're probably going to hear me promoting about it a little bit here and there over the next couple weeks. And if you are not on my list, you might be getting a special little gift there. So try to get on my list too if you can. Anyways, that's it. What I got for you today. Remember, the lead magnet is one of the most important things in your business that you can use to help grow your list, because growing your list is sort of the oxygen of your business, because that's something that you actually own. So if you have a large social media following, that's amazing. But you're kind of beholden to the platform. So as you know, platforms come and go. Facebook will come and will probably go someday. Remember Foursquare? Do you remember MySpace? All those things that were popular at one time and now are no longer popular. Even Snapchat is, well, it's making a little bit of a comeback, but you get the idea. You don't own your following on social media, so you're beholden to the platform. So one of the best things and most effective uses of your time and money is to build your email list, because you own that list. And no matter what happens, that becomes yours. So if Facebook and Instagram goes away, you have your list, right? Obviously, people, you have to give them the option to unsubscribe because that's the law, but you get my point. That's what I got for you today. Happy Tuesday. I am so stoked. I'm going to hop on over to Instagram there in a few minutes and just do a little quick drop in and hi. But you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next week. Go to patricksesko.com/lead magnet, and we'll see you then. Later.